Hello, crafty stampers. I hope you had a great Christmas holiday. I know I did. I wanted to do this video to show you a couple of things that we are going to do for January for our kits. So there's a couple of options. There's going to be two different kinds of kits that you can get. You can get the calendar easel that will have the butterflies and will have a post-it notepad. And these are all easels that can fold down, and you can actually ship them if you want to give them out. If you want to purchase more, let me know and I'll figure that out, what you want to do if you want to give those as some gifts. Or you can do the 2021 calendar with flowers, and it just has a sentiment down here as the easel part. Another card we're going to do is You Are Loved, and it's just a kind of a movable butterfly on there. This is a little bit easier one on that. Then we're going to do this Loved one, which is a little bit harder. It does have a lot of little pieces to put on it. Just says Love You. And all these cards, of course, are blank, and you guys put what you want in it. This is our heart that we did before, our Irish folding heart that we did. And we're going to do it again for Valentine's Day. So if that's an option that you guys want to do on your kit. So I'm going to post a bunch of cards. It's going to be a little bit different this time. Post a bunch of cards, and you're going to tell me you want, you're going to pick 4, and I'm going to have more cards than this. The rest of the cards that we're going to have in the kit are going to be non-Valentine's ones. You're actually going to get, everybody's going to get a stamp set, this kit, and one of the cards are going to be made from the stamp set. I will post a picture of the stamp set that you'll be getting and the card that we're going to make for it. It's really cute. It has a lot of sentiments on it. It's really cute. So everybody's going to get a stamp set as a gift for January. So that's that. And I will be posting that later. What I kind of want to do this video too is show you a little bit of my craft room. I've tried to clean it up a little. And I've put away my Christmas stuff. But I kind of want to show you guys a little bit of 2021 or 2020, the things that I purchased that I really liked and I used a lot. Some new things. For number one thing is this right here. This is a We Are Memory Keepers glass top. And it is pretty large because it goes to 22, I guess. Before I was just using paper down here. This has just been so great to have, and I love it that it's so big that it covers my whole top, and I just wipe it down. Sometimes I squirt glue on it to paste on things, and because I do alcohol inks, and I can wipe the alcohol inks off with the alcohol off this, and very little sticking, that problems I have and stuff, so I really like this. So this is one of the new ones. So I'll bring you over to my cutter, and believe it or not, I had to buy a new cutter. Mine went kapooey right in the middle of my Christmas season, and because of my hand, I can't really crank anymore. I'm trying to save my hand so I don't have to get off work more because of my hand. So I had to buy a new electric cutter, and I love electric cutters. So if you do a lot of cutting, that's a great investment. This is what I invested in recently. This is one of the larger ones. It's called a Magic Mat, and it takes the place of one of your glass cutting mats. Everybody's having trouble with their cutting mats warping. So this actually uses for your bottom. You know how your bottom one warps a lot? This really helps a lot. And it does, of course, because I used it to death during Christmas time. And I have the longer one. This one I got from scrapbooks.com. And I think that might be their own mat that they've created. And basically, it's a mat that you use for like cutting fabrics and stuff like that. But they've designed one thick enough to the right thickness for die cutting machines. And you can tell that I've used this a ton. And look at this. It has not warped at all. I am just impressed with this. And also you can use both sides if you want and flip it over. I try to cut down at this end and then cut down at this end and then cut in the middle, and I try to use all my space on this. But I do actually have the long one because I have the long plate for my cutter on that. So that's another thing. If you guys want to look that up and invest in that, and if you guys are tired of going through these cutting plates. And so this one, as you can tell, I use for the top. And when you use it for the top for die cuts, it doesn't cut into it at all. And you're going to be saving a lot of money off your plates by doing something like that. I think this, I'm going to have to guess and say, I think this was about $15 for the big one. I think it's $12 for the small one, if I'm not wrong. And when I bought the big one, they were out of the small ones. And that was fine with me because I have a large plate. So I use that. So that's another thing for 2020 that I loved using. Another thing was, of course, what everybody got was blending brushes. I use my blending brushes like crazy. I haven't marked mine yet for different colors. I did that one. That one's purple. But the blending brushes I use a lot. So that's something for 2020 that came out that I just love. And like when I sent a lot of gifts for new people that joined the groups, the blending brushes were sent with your thank you gifts. Another thing, because I do a lot of small parts, like for example this one that I do, you have lots of small dies and stuff, or yeah, die cuts and stuff. You want to glue it down. This is another thing I invested is Pick Me Up. I know there's a whole bunch of different kinds out there, but it has like a I want to say Play-Doh, a clay-like top that will pick up stuff. Let me show an example. If you put them down and you want to glue them down, it just picks them up and then you can glue it down. And with little tiny parts, it's hard for anybody to pick them up with your hands and put them down, especially with something like this. This is really great with that kind of tool. So another thing I used a lot, especially during Christmas, was Pick Me Up. That was a big help for that. Another thing that I found out I did, I saved some money and I bought the bigger bottles of glue because I like the Avery Ellis liquid glue. I like the Connect liquid glue. I like the Long Fond. I like these tiny bottles when I'm gluing stuff instead of trying to hold a big, huge bottle when I'm gluing. And I found out if you actually take off these bottles tops and you get some, oops, this glue's coming out. If you get some pliers or something really soft, or I've done it with my hand, you can pull that little cork out here, this out from the top here, and you can fill your glue up into this bottle and recycle these. Because I used to buy these over and over and over, and it got pretty expensive. So I tried that one day to pull it out of the top, and it works. So I just recycle all my glue. I buy a bigger, more expensive glue bottle of a great brand of glue, and just go ahead and recycle that. And that's been saving me a bunch of money for that. Another thing that we use, especially in our craft class, let me spin you over here. We have an easel that we use in our craft class here at my house. And this was, I don't even know what it was. It's a metal thing, and I put some backing on here. And what I use for backing, if people aren't familiar, I know a lot of people from the group already are. There's this stuff that's called vent covers, and it's magnetic. And it's very inexpensive way to take care of your dies and put your dies, organize them a little bit better. And this is how, sorry if my camera's going all weird. This is how I do some of mine. I put cardboard behind them because that vent cover stuff is kind of thin. So I glue it to a cardboard and put the vent cover, and then I organize them kind of like this a little. And I have different categories of stuff that I do on there. So that's something we use for the group. But when I'm at my desk, I don't want to use that big thing. I have this easel. And it's an easel I got from the dollar store. And I put some of that magnetic stuff. I just taped it to this. And this way, it's been such a saver for me that when I'm die cutting or anything, and I got a whole bunch of die cuts out here, you know how you always have them underneath a piece of paper or something. I go like that and I put them on my easel right away. So then they're all there and I'm not hunting around my desk for die pieces and stuff, little tiny ones that have lost. Another thing that I used a lot during the holidays was these little tiny containers. And when especially because I do a lot of mass producing of things, I put the little pieces in the parts here, and then I can go ahead and put them up. But if you're doing a bunch of flowers and you decide to die cut a bunch of flowers one day, you can put the flowers in here and then put them up, and then when you're making cards someday, then you have a little container with a whole bunch of pre-cut flowers. I have a lot of these containers. I keep them in this. I have a lot of containers that I use. So let me show you a little bit of my room. It is still much of a mess, but this is how crafters are. So I do have one of the spin things, thanks to one of our crafty stampers that I bought it from. She wasn't using it anymore. So I have all my re-inkers up here. I have more non-stamping up stamps here, and I've marked all the fronts and stuff on there. Then over here, I have all my Distress Oxide. And this actually was a Christmas gift from my grandkids this year for my Oxide inks. Then I keep all my brushes up here, my gel pens here, my wipes here. I have all my pins and stuff here. I have a little mini garbage can next to me all the time. And I still have my big garbage can and my recycling because I do the papers. So what I've found with me, I have to sit and have everything around me when I'm doing it. So that's why I have my cutter here next to me. I have a container of solid scraps that I can pull, because if I will not use them unless they're right next to me. I have a container of scraps that are patterned, and then I have a container full of glitter scraps right here. So that's the only way I can do it, that I can pull scraps and use a lot of scraps. I have to have them right next to me or I won't use them. Down here I have paper. I have paper all over. So different paper here. I have paper over here, and this is the Stampin' Up! Paper that I use a lot of here. I have drawers. This is not really filled up yet, but this is all my tapes that I use. My mounting tapes. This is full of my bags that I use to put your guys' club kits in and stuff. This was miscellaneous for Christmas. I did a lot of my Christmas stuff in there. I have a lot of my different 12 by 12 papers in here. This one is full of glitter, so I have it right next to me. Patterns. These are all pattern 12 by 12s. These right here are all the containers that I use to do your kits. So when I'm designing a kit, all the kits are in different drawers or containers here. And so I pull them when I'm doing all the kits for everybody on here. This right here I got from one of our crafty stampers. I'm not really sure how I'm going to use that yet because it doesn't fit on my desk. I do use the Caterpillar. I have one. My cousin did design that, so I was lucky and I got one. So that was nice. Down here, that is a mess, but that is all your guys' goodies all the time that I put in your box. So there's all different kinds of everything. So I picked through there for goodies for you guys for freebies. These drawers, this is full of all my shaker stuff. So I do a lot of shaker cards. This is full of punches, and plus down there at the bottom, that's full of punches. These are my punches I use most of the time. Down there is some of my foiling I do. I have foam down here that I use, foam adhesive. These are extra containers that I use that I haven't done yet. These were bought at the dollar store for little tiny doodads that I think I will use someday. This is full of all my stickers. So I have like butterfly ones. This is full of kids ones. This is full of my embellishments, circles and stuff. This is other stickers that I do. I have lots, yes, I do. And these are other stickers that I do. So this is more 12 by 12 paper. This is my Seahawks area right here that I have all my Seahawks fabrics. I mean, my Seahawks cards, papers and stuff. These are containers. This is full of envelopes. And over here, oops, sorry for my finger. This is a majority of my stamps. Our Stampin' Up! One, I got Stephanie Bernard ones and miscellaneous ones. And this is how I organize my stamps. This is the only way I can figure out where things are. And I do them in categories. Like these are my wood stamps. And I do ones that have sunflowers on them. Hello, get well, sympathy, fishing ones, animals, birthday, baby, wedding. And that's the only way I can get organized. So I use my wooden stamps. And then I also have miscellaneous stamps that, like down here, this is all my fish and animal parts, Enchanted Forest fairies, Valentine stuff, leaves and dies, and that really helps me get organized a little bit with that. This is my printing station with my computer. This is the other die cutter that we use for a class. That is all my Christmas stuff that I have packed away. That will go in my storage. This is how I do my cards for my company. They're all in envelopes here. So when somebody wants me to make a card or order something, I have these all in envelopes. So I pull it, and each envelope has the die to make the card and the paper, if I need it there. So that's how I'm organized a little bit for my company. I just got this for Christmas for my son. So this is going to be for our craft class. So I can wheel that out for our craft class. This part right here, this is all my washi tape. I have drawers of washi tape, and I have this with washi tape. This is some extra papers. That is not Stampin' Up! So it's a thinner paper that I know that I can use it for other areas. I have my laminator down there. My alcohol inking I have there. Plus I have a whole bunch there, containers full of alcohol ink. So on this one, these are full of dies. So I try to have them organized a little bit. This is like my shape dies. These are my word dies, and this are all shapes too. But they're all like this. And I'm trying to find a better system for this. And this is my next project to figure it out, of all these dies I have. And to get a little bit more organized. Since I know where everything is, it works for me right now. So this right here is all my embossing folders that I currently have and use besides non-Christmas stuff. These are my just miscellaneous hardware for putting all my stuff together. This is my miscellaneous eyes and some threads and some miscellaneous flowers and stuff that I use. Down there is paper. So that's kind of how I have organized my room a little to get things going on here. So I'm going to set up all these things for everybody for your class. And I'll start taking orders for kits probably the second week in January. But remember, we're going to have 2 different kits. We're going to have kit like A and kit like B. And then you guys can decide what ones that you want in the kit. And it'll be 4 cards, 4 kits, 4 cards, excuse me, and 2 kits. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions about anything you saw, I can go ahead and answer it. If you guys want to know where I got my stuff or anything like that, just let me know. So have a great day. Bye.